Hey everyone, Once Bitten here with a battle report between my Beastmen and a Warriors of Chaos army. And this is an interesting list in that it's exclusively combat oriented. He has zero magic and zero shooting, which certainly plays to their strengths, but has some inherent weaknesses, obviously. So, very excited. It's been a while since I've played this guy, and we rolled the Blood and Glory scenario, which is my favorite one. So, starting on my left, he's got his Chaos Lord General. I know he's got the 4-up save, so it's probably the Armor of Destiny. With the Mark of Tzeentch makes it a 3-up ward. He has Crown of Command. Anything over and above that, I just don't remember. He didn't have a list. I think he was playing this off the top of his head. I mean, he made a list, but he wasn't referring to it. He's got 6 Dragon Ogres, represented by those very cool models. Unit of Chaos Warriors with the Rapturous standard. Two small units of Marauders, each of them having an Exalted with on a Chaos Steed. And I think that's a very interesting choice because if I had cannons, those two would be very, very vulnerable. I don't remember their builds, which the one on the right, well, whatever. I don't remember their builds, but that's what they are. The one on the left is the Battle Standard Bearer. There's a war altar between them, and then here on the right, he's got his Chaos Knights. And I'm pretty sure everybody has the Mark of Tzeentch, and the Marauders have hand, weapon, shield. I think his attitude is try to keep them alive, provide some steadfast. The Exalted will provide active combat res, and that's how they're built. So starting on the far left, I chose to put the Herdstone close to this building so that my wizards can go in the building and be 6 inches away from it. And from this angle, that looks like it's just over 6 inches. That's right. So they couldn't go in the building, but I like the building being nearby so they could maybe hop to it if I need to. Anyway, I got a unit of Gore who's, since there's no shooting or magic, I'm not worried about keeping them in the unit, so the unit of Gore is just there to help out and provide a bunker should I need it. There's a Razor Gore Chariot, or not a Razor Gore, a Tuskgore Chariot, 6 Minotaurs, the Harpies behind the Minotaurs. There's my large horde of Gore. 3 characters in there. One on the left is my Lore of Shadow level 4. He has a Stone of Spite, which is useless in this game. He's got a 4-up ward. My general's kind of in the middle. He's got the 1-up rerollable armor save. Any save he makes is an extra attack, and then he has a Crown of Command. And then I've got the War Gore with the Beast Banner. And again, the problem with him is he is so vulnerable. I couldn't even give him Gnarled Hide because I need that for my general. So he's got a 4-up armor save and no ward, and he's vulnerable. Anyway, on the other side of that, I've got Bestigores with the Flame Banner, Razor Gore, and some more Harpies behind it. So I definitely was trying to bunch up on the left, and then I really just can't bunch up that much because my units, kind of take up a lot of space. I wanted the Bestigore to hook up with his Chaos Knights because I think even though he's got a ton of attacks, I only need to do 5 wounds and I just kill the unit outright. I got my Harpies behind my lines to make sure that if my Bestigores go after them, that the unit of Marauders doesn't get a flank charge on me. So we go to Warriors turn 1. I've seen him do this before. I knew he was going to do this. He flies his general to the flank, and that thing is awful killy, and I might be steadfast if he charges a unit, but probably not going to kill him, and he's going to be stubborn. So that's what he does, and it usually works very well. He took his Dragon Ogres around that terrain. That's a hill with impassable terrain right there as you see it. So I think he just marched him this way because he didn't want to get in his warrior's way. Otherwise, he keeps a nice clean battle line just like that. He has no magic, no shooting. We go to... Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Yeah, no magic, no shooting, so we're going to my turn, but I had a couple pictures just showing you what it looks like. There we go. Now we go to my turn. So I fly the Harpies up and place them where you can see them. I'm kind of hoping that he takes the bait and charges them. In hindsight, I don't know why I was worried about it, because it doesn't matter if his Chaos Knights charge me or if I charge him. Either way, the result is probably going to be the same. So anyway, although I'm okay with the idea if his Marauders charge my Harpies and provide a nice flank for my Bestigores to charge into, I'm happy with that result if he chooses to do that. Here on the left, I went ahead and took my leftmost Gore bunker and charged his general. My thinking was, one, I'm going to dominate the magic phase. So my thinking is I'll throw a bunch of dice at Occam's Mindrazor and burn all his Dispel dice, and whether I get it or not, it should leave some extra dice to lower his strength, lower his toughness, and I might be able to win that, and if nothing else, hold him up for a while. So when the magic phase came, I got Occam's Mind Razor off. He tried to dispel it and did not have, and couldn't do it. And so then I had dice left over, so then I lowered his strength by 2. So this combat is going to go really good for me, or go well, I'm sorry. Now, the choice normally is to go after the manticore because it does not have the ward save, it just has high toughness, and with Occam's Mind Razor I should just chop right through it. But when it came time for it, I decided to allocate all my attacks on the general. I know he has a 3-up ward, but I should have so many hits and wounds against him that I just need I need 3 to go through. And so I decided to take that chance. And it worked. I killed the general. He didn't do too, I mean, did some wounds to me, but it wasn't too awful. Beat the manticore through combat res. It fled. I restrained, and it fled right off the table. And I'm set up facing his dragon ogres. So I'm hoping he charges me. Charge me. I'm still at strength 7. So very, very happy. Now, again, this is Blood and Glory, so that's 2 fortitude points off the table, and a very demoralized opponent because that's roughly 20% of his army's points that just got taken out. Go to Warriors turn 2. He doesn't take the bait with my Harpies or my Razor Gore. He literally just marches up, keeps a nice clean battle line. So it looks like that. He does charge his Dragon Ogres in. I was thrilled to see it. I thought it was a major blunder on his part to do that. And it turns out that I was wrong because it didn't matter. I did 2 wounds on him. The problem was I failed my fear test and then I failed Primal Fury. And so even though I was high strength, I couldn't get any hits through. So I did 2 wounds on him. He did a metric boatload on me. Broke my unit, did not run him down. I believe they're below 25% or at 25% or below. So it's going to be double ones to rally that unit. So that was kind of a surprise. Beastmen turn 2, so I charge the Minotaurs and the Chariot to his Chaos Warriors, and I fail with the Minotaurs. And so then I fly the Harpies up so that when the Minotaurs win that combat, they can't charge my Minotaurs on his turn. Meanwhile, my big Horde charges his Marauder unit, and they cannot help but also charge his War Altar. I take my Razor Gore, park him in front of his other Marauder unit so that should we stick around, he doesn't get the flank charge on me. I park my Harpies behind his lines facing away so that should I break someone for combat and they get away from me, if he doesn't rally on his turn, I can go ahead and chase him off the board with my Harpies. Here on the right hand side, I made a relatively long charge with my Bestigors into his Chaos Knights, which again, all that really does is provide one more static combat res. Other than that, he's still going to be strength 5. He's got, I believe, 3 attacks each, so 15 attacks, hitting on 3s and wounding on 3s. So he's going to do some damage. The problem is I'm going to get all my attacks back. I might be re-rolling to hit, and I'll be strength 6. So I have a very, very good chance of just chopping that unit up. So otherwise, it looks like that. More close-ups, in case you missed it the first time. And so after combat, it looks like this. Basically, he did 1 wound on my Brave Shaman. He didn't even try for my Battle Standard Bearer, I think because he forgot that he wasn't well protected. But his guys were strength 3 anyway, so he probably wasn't going to wound my BSB. Was in a challenge with my general and his Battle Standard Bearer, and he did 1 wound on me. I don't know if I did any wounds on him. But then I believe I killed the War Altar. Either way, I either killed it or I broke both of these units and ran them down. Over here, the Bestigors, I chopped up 4 of his guys. He did a bunch of wounds on me, but I killed 4 of his. He had 1 guy left. He broke, and he didn't have a champion, so the one that was left was his standard bearer. So of course, when he broke from combat, the standard bearer just died. So I didn't have to worry about that thing rallying on double ones. I just reformed my Bestigors. Now, on his turn, he can't charge anything with that Marauder unit except the Dragon Ogre, and when that happens, I should be able to get the charge with my Bestigors next turn. but it doesn't matter because we're playing Blood and Glory. He lost uh, he lost his general. He still has a Rapture standard with his Chaos Warriors, who by the way couldn't kill my Tuscarora Chariot, which I thought was kind of funny, and my Tuscarora Chariot stuck, which is really funny. But anyway, he has a standard with his warriors and a standard with the Marauders. Other than that, his all his standards are gone. His Chaos Knights had one. His Marauders that I beat had one. He had the BSB, and of course his general. All those things are dead. And as soon as this unit broke from combat and the standard and the BSB died, that was the game. So wow, I had a victory with my Beastmen. It's kind of weird. I really well, one, it was nice just dominating the magic phase with the Herdstone and with three casters. Yeah, I mean, he when I got into a fight, I could really swing it my way, and that's exactly what happened. So I'm not sure it was brilliant play on my part, but having a very strong magic phase and still being pretty combat heavy certainly helped me. So anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoyed it.